Okay. Hey viewers, this is my Star Wars Project Part 3 video, right here, right now. So pretty much in my file thing, I have this page called The Plan Part 3, The Vault, which the vault is pretty much the vault, as I will be talking about it in this video, is part of Part 3, but it is not a part that I will show until a bit later. So we have these four and then these. So let's start with these three note files, which I have pulled up right here. The vault plus vault info. The vault parts are parts that are that either say vault or have a VVV in them. And then here's part 3 focus. This is the final part. Finish every template. I should have every part now. I just need to put it all together, which pretty much implies I've done all of the hard work and all of the sources and everything pretty much in parts 1 and 2. All I gotta do now is put it all together into what I actually need. And finally, here's each template. It starts with, and I won't explain it all in depth because I have shorts where I did that, and I'll post a compilation later, but pretty much you can look at it right now and see everything. Pretty much it goes the number, which is like 1 Och, which means Och 2. And yes, there are 2 Coruscant ones. And then it goes the year, BBY or ABY, which means when the calendar is at its epic. What is that in BBY, ABY? And then the language I'm using, and the time period, and then where I got the image from. Now, the images are right here. They're called final images. And these were shown in part, these were shown and stuff in part 2. So there's Achtu, Batu, Christophsis, Coruscant, Imperial, Lothal, Malachor, Mandalore, Naboo, Nalhutta, Raxus, Sacred Jedi Text, which is an online image, Tapani, which is also an online image, Tatooine, and Velmore, which is an online image. And then World Between Worlds, which is an image I created, starting with a baseline online image of stars. But this is my own personal design, pretty simple. There's one portal right here, like from Rebels, and then it has walkways that kind of just look like that. The way I would describe this is I created it. The background is an online image, and it uses inspiration from Star Wars Rebels. So those are all the images, and like I said, right here is where I got the images from. So episode 8, Young Jedi Adventures, Clone Wars, Acolyte, The Mandalorian, online image, Rebels, Clone Wars, Tales of the Jedi, online image, Star Wars Biomes, online image, and an online image edited by me. And this document is actually in my Excel file. So now we can close that. And the Excel file I'll get to later. This is VVV, which means it's part of the vault. Therefore, I will not show it until everything in the vault will be opened at a later time. This I'll show at the very end. This is final fonts, which are the fonts that I'm going to use, like at the very end, which is pretty much Aurebesh AF Canon, which Aurebesh AF Legends, which the difference between Canon and Legends is Legends uses a distinct character for like SH, but for Canon, it just does the letter S and the letter H. It doesn't specifically mean this is Star Wars Legends, this is Star Wars Canon. I don't think it does, but that's the difference between the two. Dark Katarn, which is a old extended universe language in old video games. Kiti Sakulian, which is a Jedi sacred text language. Mando AF, which is Mandoa. New Futhork, which is the Naboo language. Outer Rim AF, which is the language of the Outer Rim. Protobesh, which is a Jedi text language. Sith AF, which is the Sith Old Tongue, and TF Gunray, which is a Aurebesh for the Gunrays, New Gunray, the Trade Federation. And then these are the original files that I downloaded. And now I will show the Excel document, which is right here. It starts with sheet 1, the vault, then VVVWIFTXT, which I will not show because that's the vault part. Then there's each template, which this is what I showed on the note thing. It's just all typed out and all like this with different colors, meaning the different, lines to make it easier to see, kind of. And yeah. Then there's fonts key, which zoomed in or zoomed out, you can't really see, but when you zoom in, it's all of the fonts that I showed implemented. So it goes A to Z in all caps, by the way, 0 to 9, and then specific characters. I stuck to the characters that you can type like on a keyboard because I know I'm not going to use any characters that you use after that. And then the yellow ones are if the font that I downloaded don't have a specific character for that. So like for Kiti Sakulian, it does not have a specific thing for 0 to 9. So instead, I will just write out like ZERO, 0. That's my plan. Stick to the font. That's what I'm going to do. So just going through the top here, it goes like this. And these are characters that I told myself that I will need, which is the ampersand, period, colon, comma, and slash. So whenever a font doesn't have that, I just say what else to do. So instead of a comma, I just elaborate. Instead of a period, I just don't have it. Instead of a slash, I do a period. Instead of a colon, I either do a period or I just don't have it entirely. Instead of an ampersand, I just write out the word and. So that's the font key. Then there's location, which is actually the only thing that I got a new source from. So pretty much there's a location teller, there's the in-universe and real life. So galaxy, I didn't put Milky Way because I know I won't even need that. Grid square is K6, territory, outer rim territories, sector, Fath sector, system, Earth system, planet is Eartha or Earth, continent, North America, country, United States of America, state, Michigan, county, Wayne County, Detroit, street address is this, and then zip code is this. This is just the address to like Detroit Institute of Arts in Detroit, Michigan. But I use that as just a baseline area because I didn't want to put a specific like home location that would be, unsafe. So I just stuck to that. And then the way I'm formatting it is 5200 Woodward Avenue, Detroit, Michigan, the United States of America, North America, Eartha, Earth System, Fath Sector, Outer Rim Territories. Or maybe just, this is the one of just Earth, or with a zip code. It's Michigan 48202. And then this is the source that I got the reasoning, the reason as for why I formatted it like this is from this source, which is a post on Reddit, because there was no actual source thing, so I based it all around someone personal opinion on Reddit, which it's not ideal to base stuff around a personal opinion, let alone an opinion on Reddit, but it's what I like to call a common acceptance. If everyone accepts something to be true, therefore it is. That's where I'm basing it around. And what it says is, I kind of glossed over with the terms like he sent you the coordinates or tactics like making the party pick a landing site of yada yada yada. This is the part I got out of it. Basically be their galactic address, lot, street, city, state/province, country, continent, planet, system, part of galaxy, and there's no name of the galaxy since we've only been sticking around with one galaxy except for the Ahsoka show, but I'm not dealing with anything outside of the Star Wars galaxy. And as we can see here, it got 6 upvotes, which means that, it just means that out of everybody liking it or everybody disliking it, there are 6 people that like it, which means like someone could have hated this. But that means 7 people liked it. You know how Reddit is. So that's where I got my basis of this. And that's why I have this information. Then the next one is VVVTE, which is a vault. The next is dates and time, which if we zoom in, it's a lot. And you can watch my shorts for me to go through every single one, but it pretty much goes from June 1st, 2030 to June 30th, 2030 and covers every single calendar system that I focused on. And then right here is time, which pretty much is ways I'll format time. Like if I'm saying it's 4:40 right now, as we could see in the corner right here. Well, how am I going to tell that to someone on a different planet? So I'll say local planetary time, which I'm sticking to 24-hour time because I know that days also go for 24 hours. And also I don't want to deal with AMs, PMs, and not everyone even on Earth, not everyone agrees with that. Like, so I just stuck with just 24-hour time. And then time zones, because time zones are used on Earth. So, and even just saying local time, if you say local if you say local planetary time, that will be confusing because there's different times on this planet. So saying a time zone like EST, which is the Michigan time zone, will make it easier to distinguish. So the choices that I did are local planetary time 00:00 EST, 00:00 EST Earth time, Earth time 00:00 EST, or Earth time EST 00:00. And maybe this would be worded as Eartha time. But there's some things like one of these here is called where is it? Yeah, like Tapani local calendar, and you format it as local year. So based off of that, I don't think it's too far-fetched to call any time on a planet local planetary time, like or just local time, or Earth time, or So yeah, so this is that, and then there's written out, which pretty much means like Saturday, June 1st, 2030 to Sunday, June 30th, 2030. And it's cut off because it would take up that much room. But you could just see on top here how it would be. And then, yeah, so that's dates and time. Then there's the final template, or final each template, which pretty much means this is the final, which I'll get to at the very end. But old docs. This means that to the right are the newer ones, and to the left of this, in respect to this sheet, this is all the newer stuff, and these are all the older documents or documents copied and pasted, which I will also show. So CRC is how I got the math for Course on Reckoning calendar, which I explain a lot more about this in part 2, so check that out. And then written out just means like days of the week, months, like how is it written out for Gregorian, Galactic Standard, and Tapani. And then formatting is how I will it's an old one of formatting dates and stuff. List just means it's just a list of a bunch of years for calendars and all that stuff. And then time period is an old thing where I just gave the time period of the specific templates. And then the final thing to show is, where is it again? Final each template, which I have like the template number on this side, and then on the other side, it goes like all these templates, and then it says planet, language, date format start, date format end, date written out start, date written out end, and the text on all of the templates will all be the same. So yeah, and I explain more about these on shorts, so I highly recommend checking those out as well, which I will post a compilation of all the shorts later. What did I just do? Okay. And the final thing I will show, because I'm all done with this Excel sheet, is, just wait for it to close, and I'll close this as well since I don't need that, is the documents from previous parts, which these are just photos that don't mind that horn. It's photos from other pages that I have that I just wanted to organize just in case I didn't show it. So there's the Och2 try, a GSC with June 2030, which is pretty much like, it goes from here to here, the 7th of the 5th month to the 1st of the 6th month. And then there's this, which I kind of scrapped. It was supposed to be an outline for all the templates, but then I decided just not to. And then this is an unused language. I forgot what language it is, but yeah, it's a screenshot that I took. And then this is the Worlds Between Worlds portal. And then this is the test, which pretty much how I did it was I used this area, and then on the other side I put an image from, Ahsoka or whatever. And then, it overlapped, but then I just cropped it. And then this is it with the portal not lit. And then right here, I'm not going to go through all of these because it's a lot of screenshots, but it's just a lot of screenshots from like previous parts and from TV shows. Like right now it's in the Clone Wars, then it goes to Rebels, and it's just a bunch of screenshots that I showed in part 2, I believe. But yeah. And by the way, this is the screenshot that I removed the background from. But yeah, I'm glad you guys have enjoyed this part. It's been a lot of fun to make, and now I don't know what I'm going to do besides make more shorts talking about this, because I want understanding of this to be like well known. I am making a template of organizing calendars, languages, alphabets, all that stuff. Pretty much anything that you need to tell someone information, and making it organized. So yeah, I'm glad you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe. Comment down below if you are interested in knowing anything about Star Wars, and I'm more than happy to make videos about it. And with that, I'll see you in more videos to come. Have a good day, viewers.